Hi guys. So today I'm going to be reviewing a book that I actually read a few weeks ago, but I haven't had a chance to review it until now because I've been a bit busy. So I'm going to review Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosnay, and I think that's how you pronounce her name. But basically, it's about these two characters, Sarah and Julia, and Sarah is a 10-year-old girl in France in 19 in 1942. The French police come to her house to round up her and her family because they're Jewish in the Veldiv roundup, which was when the French police took thousands of Jewish people from their home and put them in the Veldiv in France before they were sent off to Auschwitz where they were executed. But because Sarah's 10 and all she understands is that there's something bad going on, she locks her 4-year-old brother in a hidden cupboard in her room and promises to return for him, but she doesn't realise what's going on or how long she'd actually be gone for. And then 60 years later, there's the character Julia, who's an American reporter living in France with her husband and daughter, and she's asked by the magazine that she's working for to report on the Veldiv roundup. So as she's doing her research, she learns more about Sarah and her situation, and she finds that there are links between Sarah and her family, which all come unravelled in the book, and secrets are out and everything. So I love this book, really loved it, but it's very upsetting. It's so sad. I put it down and I cried for about half an hour afterwards and it took me about 4 days to get over it because it is a very sad book. So if you're easily upset, I would be cautious when reading it because it is very heavy material. But I liked how Tatiana de Rosnay, she took characters in this horrible situation, but went so far into their personality and their thoughts and feelings that it became so much more personal rather than just an account of what happened. And that was part of the reason why the book was so sad, because you really feel for the characters so much. And it actually says at the front that here we go, author's note says, the characters in this novel are entirely fictitious, but several of the events described are not. Here. So, but it's the fact that the characters do feel real because it becomes very personal to the characters' stories. So it does become really real. I liked how it shows how the Veldiv roundup affects people nowadays as well as in the past, because I'd never heard of it before and I don't know many people who had. But I did a bit of research and it turns out that it's not really taught at all in schools and stuff because it's such a horrific part of history that no one wants to remember it. People just want to forget. But I think this book is really good because I'm a historian, so it's just me talking, but I think it's important that we remember events such as this because history is always repeating itself. It's been proven. It's always repeating itself. So we need to know about these events in order to learn from our mistakes and to try not to make these horrific events be repeated because they have done in the past and no one wants it to be repeated again, do they? So I feel this book's not just good, but it's also important. I also liked how the narration switched between first and third person. So Sarah's parts are in third person, but Julia's parts are in first person. It switches it up a bit because normally you just get first person or you just get third person, or in the case of Sister, most of it's in second person, which is very unusual, but we're not talking about the book now. So I thought that was quite unusual That's done. I'm not really sure what to make of it. I liked it. I don't really know why I liked it. This book to me was because it was so personal for the characters. Also, quite a bit about determination. You've got the determination of Sarah to rescue her brother, and you've got the determination of Julia to uncover the truth and get people talking about this event. So it's also quite inspiring. It's historical fiction, but it's told in such a way that it's not just a historical book of facts. It's a real story, and you just really feel for the characters so much. Um, I did one thing I didn't like was I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, but I didn't really sympathise with many people on Julia's Julia's story. I mean, I like Julia; she was cool. Zoe was alright, but what is what is her husband's name? I can't even remember what her husband's name is. But I didn't really like him, to be honest. So that kind of annoyed me. And also, at the beginning, you find yourself rushing through Julia's parts because I just wanted to find out what happened to Sarah. So her parts were a lot more engaging than Julia's. But where was I? Sorry, a bird just distracted me. Um, I have the attention span of a teaspoon. Anyway, Julia's story, boring. That's it. Um, I thought that Julia's story really picks up though. Like I wouldn't be too disheartened disheartened again. I wouldn't be too disheartened about the fact that her story is not that interesting at the beginning because it does pick up and it becomes more interesting, so that's good. I also one bit I really liked, which I thought was so effective, was when the book's kind of split. So you're going Sarah, Julia, Sarah, Julia, Sarah, Julia through throughout the beginning of the book, and then around about the middle, the two stories kind of come together in this one event, sort of like the middle of the book. I thought that was so good. I'm not going to say what the event was, but I really, really, really did think that was good because it was kind of like a build up to this one event, and sometimes when there's not a lot of action happening, sometimes it's hard to find a way to build up the suspense and tension. But I thought this was a really good way to build up the tension because all the different events coming together into this one big thing that happened. And yeah, I just really liked that. So overall, I absolutely loved this book. As you can see from the tagline, no war can destroy a sister's love. It's not just about a historical event, it's also very deeply into the characters of the story and stuff. So if you're thinking, oh, historical fiction, I'm not sure if I'd like it, I'd pick it up. I would definitely recommend it because this, I just can't get over this book. It's amazing. So I would completely just highly recommend it because you will cry your eyes out. I don't know anyone who hasn't. And yeah, if you've got any comments or thoughts or questions or anything at all, just leave them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you with questions. And that's my phone going. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!